Hey.
Hey, 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 welcome to the Matt and Glass show. And let's call this a little bit of Christmas edition. We got the
Yes, just a
red
little bit.
on, feeling ourselves. You have a
Yes.
cocktail. I have a cocktail.
Yes. Can we talk about Christmas cocktails first? Let's talk about it. I know you got a old fave tradition. I wonder how far back that drink goes. Tell us about it, Sherry.
I mean, it is a Puerto Rican staple. So it is pretty much the Puerto Rican eggnog, but it's like if a Puerto Rican hears you say eggnog, they're gonna beat you like with sugar cane. Bam, bam, bam. What? Because
Oh
it's
my
not
gosh.
but it's our own version of a coconut, creamy, delicious. It's got sweetened condensed milk. It's got Coco Lopez. It's got Donku rum. It's got evaporated milk. It's got nutmeg and it's got cinnamon and it's just vanilla and it's just
Mm.
creamy, frothy, and it will put you under the fucking table.
God, love a drink. We need a drink like that for the holidays.
So
Good
I'm gonna show you
Lord.
how I drink mine. It's in the biggest glass possible. It's nice and
Ooh,
it's just
ooh.
it's so good. And I put a cinnamon stick in it, and
Mm.
it's really good. It's good.
Very
It's
nice.
dessert. It's dessert.
Very nice. Ooh. All right. So one of my favorite cocktails I recently started drinking. I love it for the holidays, and it's called a Peritini. And I got this from a favorite restaurant chain called Copper Canyon, and they have them there. So if you ever stop into Copper Canyon, please get the Peritini. You will not be disappointed. However, I must warn you, it is quite a substantial teeny and is strong, but it is so tasty. It has pear puree in it and a slice of pear, and it has the Grey Goose pear vodka.
Oh my
Like,
God,
we
it's
definitely need to send this to them.
I mean, it's different.
But
Honestly,
then,
you and I have gone to Copper Canyon and gotten in some trouble. I hate to, let's be real.
yes. Yes, and it is phenomenal. And then it also has their homemade sour mix in it. So those are the three components to it. And I try to make it at home. You know, I love to do dupes and stuff like that. So I make my version of it. Ran out of my pear this morning, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be missing a pear, but it's supposed to have a slice of pear in it. But listen, the pear vodka, Grey Goose, does not disappoint. It brings home the pear for sure. So cheers, Sherry. Let's do this Christmas episode. Cheers. Mm. So let's talk about holiday memories or a funny story or things that really like bring you joy at Christmas time. Do you have something you want to share, Sherry?
So, like, my Christmases are not like everybody else's. So, I had one
Oh,
version of a type of Christmas growing up. So, like, until the age of 8, my Christmases were the Puerto Rican panderetas. Like, it was the entire block was having a party the entire month. Like, it's the entire month of
wow.
December through January 7th. Everything is all like
Mm,
it's party all day.
that's
Um,
amazing.
then you move to the States and everything is like, what? What's going
2
on?
days.
Wait, and then there's just like the uptightness of like,
Oh.
I don't know, like, yeah, our Puerto Rican Christmases is music, beating
Mm.
drums. I mean, it's just like it is a incessant party to the point where everybody's just putting their kids in whatever bed, couch, chair. Seriously.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. I grew up in a situation where my mother was a huge holiday fan. My father, he could take it or leave it. He just sent the money for the gifts. And, my mother did everything else. He, had to put the lights up outside. So, of course, that was the kid's job to help dad outside putting lights up. But those were the traditions when it comes to decorating. And my mother decorated every room. So every room had some kind of Christmas something in it. So there was lots to put up, and I dreaded when right after Thanksgiving she would be like, "Okay, it's time," and we knew we had to pull out all these bins and boxes, and we had to untangle all these fucking Christmas lights. Lord Jesus, like lights for days. And I really miss those times when we were all together. I kind of do. Now that it falls on me, I'm the head of my household and I'm the mom digging stuff out. And I'm the mom, telling Bella we have to decorate. And so we started a new tradition this year. We put up the Christmas tree the day before Thanksgiving so that we can rest after, because we had some time off before Thanksgiving. So it was so perfect. Her and I decorated the tree. She's remembering all of her baby ornaments that we keep. So I love that part. I absolutely love that part.
Because you're building a new a tradition with her, with just the two of you. Like, this is your.
Absolutely.
I mean, I totally get it.
Absolutely.
So you have that, you're rebuilding and you're redoing and you're coming up with all new things. But like for me, the second type of Christmas was, again, like the very uptight, weird Rockefeller Christmas that I didn't know fuck all about. I'm like, what the hell is going
Oh,
on?
I can imagine.
Yeah. And then, it's like we're used to a party and everything during where we were, it was so somber. I was like, what is the
Really? What do you mean?
Well, it's like it wasn't like it was there was very much a we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish, and that was great, but it's like but there was also like, Scrooge and all of this negative like intonations of aloneness during Christmas. And for me, like that's the one that hits home, because we didn't have anything when we moved here. So our church did a 12 days of Christmas. We didn't know. And we didn't know when, but every single evening there was a knock on our door and a surprise on our doorstep. And so that was my first Christmas in the United States, is that we were taken in by our church and we were given these 12 days of Christmas and we didn't know who it was. And boy, howdy, we tried so hard to like check and be like outside and be I mean, we were like cloak and daggers trying to figure out who was leaving these packages on our doorstep, and we never ever knew until like the very, very, very end. So that's my very first US Christmas. So
wow. We also would have food traditions. And this is the one thing that I think I really like about Christmas and Thanksgiving, but primarily Christmas, is that we had like 3 days of different types of food. So because we didn't want to mix, and eat something similar to what we were going to have on Christmas Day, we always did seafood on Christmas Eve. And that is my favorite. So we'd have crab legs and we do shrimp or some kind of like fettuccine Alfredo with some type of crab in it. Like, I live for those days. All my cousins' family come over. We're all just sitting around shooting the shit, just catching up, because of course you haven't seen anybody in forever, all year. So I live for that, and I will keep that. That is something I've transitioned into my friend groups. Live for our all seafood Christmas Eve. Then Christmas Day, of course, it's usually a ham or possibly a turkey. But here lately, we've been doing like steaks or lamb. So we transition in. But I love that the food is the main part. I don't know what that is. And that's just something I will always hold on to. But I know you have something special you guys would cook for Christmas, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of a staple in my family. Now, this is a tradition that was literally begun by all the women in my family, and it's called a pastelera. Ooh. So Puerto Rican have pasteles. And again, I'm going to use terminology just to give you guys a simile of what it is. It is not exactly like this, so don't come at me. It's not this.
It's your version.
It's a pastel is made with root vegetables, and it's got meat, and it's wrapped in a plantain leaf. Like a tamal is in a corn husk. We do, and with masa, with corn, we do it in plantain leaves with root vegetables to make the masa. So that's different. And but it is an all day fucking affair. Like, it is, you're peeling, you're cutting, you're destroying your hands. But anyway, it's so much fun. And then of course you have your coquito, you make your rice and beans, and but it has, everybody has to be around the table. It's like a round robin. It's like, it is a factory.
So it's a group event. in order to cook this, is
Hey,
what you're
the
saying.
kids love it. We peel all this stuff, and then we have the big pastel machine masa maker. And so all the kids take turns putting all the stuff inside the grinder and
Oh
watching
my
it
gosh.
spit out all of this
Oh my
masa.
God.
And they're just like, this is awesome. So that's that family tradition. And we do it
Oh
almost every
wow.
year. We've missed some, but depending
Mhm.
on
It's
what.
it sounds like a major undertaking. Like, is it designated just for Christmas Day, or is it Christmas Eve, or is it just crosses over the days of Christmas?
So what we do is like we pick a day before Christmas. We
Hmm.
all like we're there all day. I'm talking from 8 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes we have our first bite of our first pastel by like 9 p.m. But it's so worth it.
Wow.
And so then what we do, the reason we make it is because we have to make so many because it takes so long that we make like 200 or 300 of them, and then we split
Holy
them up.
shit, Sherry.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm telling you, it's a big, huge fucking affair. It's like pastelera. That says everything. And
I
so,
love you keep saying that, but what does that mean in English?
so pasteles is what you call this meal, this food is called pasteles.
Okay.
Pasteles are made of root vegetables that are filled with pork, chicken,
Hmm.
seafood, and then you wrap it up, and then you wrap it up in that, and you tie it up with a string and paper, and then you put this shit to boil for like 45 minutes to an hour, and you open it up, and it is just like, oh, it's this package of beautifulness.
So there's no English translated equivalent word for that.
I mean, the closest thing that, so like if you go to the Spanish word pastel, if you it's a pancake
Small.
or a cake. So
Okay.
it's kind of like, but why it's called a pastel or pasteles, I don't know. All I know it's that it's yellow.
Gotcha. Now, is this something that a lot of Puerto Rican folk like to eat on the holidays, or is this your what you guys have incorporated in your own
No,
routine?
this is absolutely 100% native Taino Indian, Puerto Rican. Like this is
This is the tradition
way,
for the holiday.
oh, this is like tradition. And I mean, I'm talking from the inception of the native Puerto Rican Taino Indian.
Oh, wow. That's
Mhm.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
well, thank you for
They're-
giving me some culture, girl. I
so
have
okay,
to
so
try it
I
one
will give
year.
you some pasteles. You know what we do is I'll bring you some. We'll boil them. I'll show people how to boil them. We'll open one up. We'll try it. Now,
Yes.
me, like my brother does this, and the fury I feel within my loins is so insane. He puts ketchup on this shit.
Oh my
Ketchup.
God.
Who the fuck puts ketchup on their pastel? It's sacrilege, and a lot of Puerto Ricans do it. And whenever we see a Puerto Rican do it, we just want to slap them.
Oh my gosh. That's how I feel about people putting ketchup on like macaroni and cheese.
Oh, yes.
The nastiest ever. And I hope I don't offend, but if I do, I'm sorry. It's my opinion. But I think that is just the nastiest ever. There's no way. No
It's
way.
not okay. It's not okay. Like you worked hard making that freaking cheesy sauce.
Exactly.
And you're stirring,
Exactly.
slurring it.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. But yes, and then we get into the desserts. My family they don't do anything without a dessert. I think they would just rather have dessert, but definitely the family faves on desserts. My aunt is always known for making this thing called a score bar cake.
Ooh,
When I
what?
tell you, oh my God, it is absolutely amazing.
It just sounds
Abs-
amazing. It's like I'm on a score.
Absolutely amazing. It actually has the score bar candy bar in it, crunched up and sprinkled on the top. It has whipped cream, added sugar to that, and then it's a chocolate cake with there. She makes this. I've never had the recipe. I've never had the nerve to make it. It's kind of like once someone makes it really well, no one tries to duplicate it. But we love that. And then, of course, any kind of cakes and pies. My mother is famous for making any kind of sweets. So it's whatever she's in the mood for. And right now she's on carrot cake. So I can pretty much assume there will be a fantastic carrot cake. But I live for these times. And I don't think growing up as kids, we understand how valuable that time is with your family and how important it is to gather and get together every year and, exchange gifts. Oh, we like to do Secret Santa. So we exchange and we do that. I live for those. Those are hilarious, but we do set limits. Do you guys do any kind of gift exchange, anything like that?
So, okay, so Christmas is kind of like a weird thing in my family a little bit. We spend a lot of our holidays with John's family. And that's pretty much because John's family is engaging. John's family will be like, "Hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's plan ahead." And I'm good with that. Like if you're on my schedule, if you're on my calendar, let's do it. I like to plan these things out. We have our menus, who's going to do what, who's going to bring what. It's a fabulous, beautiful machine. We don't do that with my family here. It's like we moved to the US and all of a sudden our family just kind of like, so nobody really does it. And I didn't want to constantly be the one that say, "Hey, what are we doing? Hey, what are we doing?"
Right.
So I just stopped. And as I love my family, I love my brothers, but one is in Alaska, one's on a sea that we will not name, in Red. And then my sister-in-law with the girls, they moved to West Virginia. And then, my mom and dad, they're kind of like, they're in the bubble. And so,
Absolutely.
so I miss that. I miss that I can't have that. And that's primarily because I stopped being the one.
You needed to take a break. It's
Well,
okay to let other people step up.
exactly. If you want to do it, then okay, let's go ahead and like plan it. Let's put it on the books. One thing that we're doing differently this year, normally Christmas Day is at our house in Hyattsville. Well, our kitchen is construction. I have no kitchen. And so we decided, we're just gonna we're gonna travel. So we're gonna go and see the kids on Christmas morning, and it's gonna be great. Ariel's great with child. It's not like she's gonna want to go anywhere. So we'll go over there, we'll do breakfast, and we'll do all the things. So we're gonna be traveling this year for the first time.
That's good.
And it's gonna be great. And it's gonna be great.
Yeah. I know we can talk about how festive and great and wonderful Christmas is and all the fun things, but I think there's a certain amount of anxiety and stress and then family drama, anything that hasn't already been squashed or is still festering always comes out. So there's always a little bit of shit with the holidays, unfortunately, that you got to deal with. So I think for me, I pick my battles. And I try to steer clear of tenuous situations and conversations. But I think for the most part this year, I'm going low key. I'm staying local because normally I would travel home. But this year I'm going to stay local. I have a huge friend family here. And I think I'm going to do the same thing as you're going to do. And I'm going to roam. I'm going to spend Christmas morning with Miss Bella and Christmas Eve with her. And then Christmas Day into the evening is adult Christmas time. So I'm excited for that.
Now hold on a second, because now that you say all that, girl, now you say all that, because we're doing Christmas Eve with John's family, which is something that we've never done. And since Christmas Day, we're just going to start off with our kids and Ariel. From there on, we're all over the place. So where are you going? We're going to come meet you because we got
absolutely. Exactly.
So we'll
definitely have to link up. We need to find a sexy adult Christmas dinner somewhere. That's what I would love to do. Yes. And maybe I might have a date. Wouldn't that be great?
14th Street. It's going to be Vida or something like that. Or
all right. Well, let's plan it. I'm game. I love it. We'll definitely have to keep that on the books to like figure out somewhere cute. But I want to tell you about a memory that I have that I absolutely love. And I think I shared part of this with you before. Our family are big on gifts. My mother, bless her heart, God love her. And I just recently found out why she did this. So my mother was a present, Santa to the 10th power. Okay. So her grandchildren are her life, and she would go above and beyond. And when I say presents all the way across the whole living room, like you couldn't walk within 10 feet of the tree in a complete radius, like ridiculous. She goes above and beyond, and I absolutely love her for this. But we often wondered why. What was the big deal about this? And so here recently, she was like, I just never had that kind of Christmas growing up, and I wanted to make sure that my children and my grandchildren never felt like that. And so my mother would go above and beyond. She'd start in July, and she'd start buying gifts. So gifts was extremely important. We'd like to try and find her something big, one gift, make it great. My dad, when he was living, he was that man, that parent that would never want anything for Christmas. And we'd be like, come on, we're going to buy you something. So help us out, help us help you, right? What do you want? Right. What do you want? What do you want? And for years, and I mean years, he would say nothing. I don't want anything. I don't want anything. Don't bother. Don't bother. I don't want nothing. Nothing. So I think by the time I was able to like really start buying my own gifts, you know how your mom helps you buy gifts for everybody else, when you're little. But by the time I was old enough to start buying my own gifts, I'm like, okay, come on, give me something. No, he would not fucking budge. And I'm like, Benjamin, give me something. These are the choice. I'm like, nothing. I want nothing. I said, okay, I got you. I know exactly what to get you. So I went out and I found the biggest fucking box I could find. It was huge. I mean, it looked like a box that would fit like a Peloton, a huge box. You know how it would fit the whole box. Wow. And so then it had to be about 10 boxes. I put boxes the next size inside of each other with wrapping and paper and stuff inside of each box. And it got all the way down to this little box. And it had a little sticky tab in the middle. And it said, Merry Christmas, here's your nothing. And there was absolutely nothing in each one of those boxes. It took him like 30 minutes to open this shit. And I swear to God, you could see it on his face. Like there was some excitement about what the fuck was in this huge ass box, right? So there's one box. There's a second box. Just went on and on. And he got down to the box where he could like pick it up and put it in his lap. And he's like, okay, I'm going to open this. Girl, he opened he laughed for 30 fucking minutes, girl. And I swear he told everyone about this fucking gift for years. That this is what I did. I'm like, Daddy, you have to tell me something. He was like, okay, your point has been made.
Absolutely.
The absolute best story ever.
That is so good. That's
I'm telling you. My mother was like, what the hell is this big box over here in the corner? Who did this? Because, she puts out all the toys. She puts out everything. And I'm like, that's Daddy's gift. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She was like, well, where's mine? She's starting to feel slighted. But it was so funny. When he opened that shit, my mother howled. It was hilarious. I promise you, the funniest shit ever.
But that is like such a tit for tat. You're like, yep, this is exactly what you asked for. This is what you wished for.
Merry Christmas.
I love you to the moon and back. This is how good I listen to you.
Merry Christmas. It was so good. It was the best. Absolute best.
That's so
anything
good.
New you want to do this year that you never did before? Anything different?
I don't know if it's anything different. I just like, okay, so we're buying gifts for the grandbabies. That's it.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you and John exchange gifts?
Normally John and I, we don't. The biggest thing in our family is the stockings. John is a master at the Christmas stockings. And we always say to the kids, we're like, we don't know, how much is going to be under the tree this year. And, we don't know. And it's clear across the board. All three of our kids said, no, but the stockings are our favorite part. And John put so much effort into these stocking stuffers, like Archie McPhee. And it's just, and they're fabulous. And that's their favorite part. So this year, since we're just going to put gift card, boom, all the stocking stuffers. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Kids open, everybody else just enjoys.
Oh
That's
my
it.
gosh. Okay,
Well,
quickly, what kind of fun stuff do you guys put in your stockings?
oh
I'm
my
always looking
God.
for new things for Bella.
Okay, so like we do a lot of like Archie McPhee has a lot of like little gag, like little finger puppets that look like, chickens and
Oh my gosh.
we've gotten fart machines. John Russ like, a BMW because he wanted a BMW, but it's actually a W made out
Oh,
of B.
damn.
So, little things like that. Like just it's fun, but the smallest Bob Ross easels, it's
Oh my
stuff like
gosh. Oh my gosh.
and
I love it.
they love it. Lip balm. But we just
Hmm.
stuff these things to the hilt. So they're just like,
Hmm.
and it's the best part. And we individually wrapped each item, even if it's a pencil,
Oh my
even if it's
gosh.
so they
Oh
have
my
to open
gosh.
every single one, and it takes forever. And the reason it started is because early in the morning, every single year, they're up and we're like, I'm not ready. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. No, we're not up.
Something
So
for them to do.
go open your stockings. Stockings with something.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
So
Do
they
you
had
guys
every
have
single
like
stockings.
gift traditions like we do? Somebody plays Santa and gives out the gifts. They wear the hat. Do you do that? We used to do that.
No, no, we didn't do that. I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. I mean, I think the most in terms of tradition that we've always done is, like I said, Christmas Day is at 40-10. So we start off,
Mhm.
everybody understands that we have breakfast. Whoever wants to come in for breakfast, there's migas, there's French toast, there's whatever, whatever, whatever.
Mhm.
And everybody
Mhm.
understands that around lunchtime, I'm going to start cooking the
Mhm.
main meal, which is the arroz con gandules, the pasteles, the lechon.
Mhm.
Like I start cooking all the Puerto Rican stuff, and then whoever wants to come for that part, it's open house. And then we ended up
Nice.
with the desserts where we have coconut cream pie, chocolate pecan pie, and it just continues. And then the espresso,
Nice.
the coffee, and the bubbly, and the wine, and the coquito, and it's
Hey,
just
and the festivities begin.
all day. So it's like,
I
so for
love it.
me, 40-10 or my house is where I can have that Puerto Rican like food all day, open door policy. Whoever wants to drop by always knows drop
Mhm.
by. It's open. There might be a spot
Nice.
for you to sit on the couch. There might be a spot for you to sit on the table, or you can go sit on the furniture outside. It's all good.
Right. I was considering taking Bella to help feed the homeless, do something in a giving bag situation. We did toys a couple of years ago where we packed up a bunch of toys and we took toys to drop off. And that I think she was a little too young to understand what we were doing, but now I feel like she really would get it. So I think we're gonna do that. I think that's going to be my newest tradition added in. So I'm going to work on that. But let's give a little makeup, a little holiday makeup glam. Of course, I'm living for red lips. And I think my one little tip or trick about a red lip is, and can be difficult, but you have to figure out which red is better for you, a blue red or an orange red. And I think that's the biggest hiccup when it comes to picking a red lip. And then second, for women of color who don't want full red lips from the crack from where your lips meet to the edge of your lip line, you can, if you don't want a full red, you can go in with a darker brown or burgundy or even a plum color and line your lips with that. And that will shrink the amount of space on your lips that has a full bright red lip. Because like for me, for the longest time, I felt like red lips you could just see my lips coming from a mile away. So I always like to line and bring in a darker color to help make them look smaller. How about you?
So today I actually lined my lips because I didn't want to go the full red. So I actually
Okay.
lined my lips with a very taupey lip liner. And all I did was
Mm,
take that red just on the inside
in the
and
middle
just spread it. And that's
and
it.
then
So
mix it
I
in.
still had that red, but it has the warm um pencil line on the outside that's
On the
defining my
outside.
lips, but not giving me the full blown red.
Fire engine red. Absolutely. I love it. It looks good. It's
More like
soft.
it looks more like a lip tint, and I
Hmm.
like that. So I
And
thought I
that's a
would
nice, easy way. to get started in red as well, is to go that route where you go softer first, and then build your way
Yes.
up as you become more comfortable.
It's really alarming. Like, you know, to have it on, you're just like, ooh, and it takes you back.
Amen.
Like, Sam, be brave, be brave. All
Yes, be
right.
brave. But I also like how white it makes your teeth look. I think it really makes a mouth really stand out. So I live for it. But it's definitely not something I can wear on a regular basis. Only maybe around the holidays that I
I
put it
agree.
on.
I
Yeah.
agree. Or when I
Hmm.
just really, really need to feel like a badass bitch.
Hmm. And the lip I have on, I think, is a Revlon lip color. I'll have to pin that along with the chestnut liner. I'll have to pin that and do a quick video on that. And then maybe show another kind of red. You know, I love that glittery red that I've done over the years. I may do a video on that as well.
Let's
Hmm.
do. Remember, we both wore
Yes.
that to a Christmas party one
Hmm.
year. Oh, that was the
Hmm.
best. Oh, we
Hmm.
looked good.
Love that. It was
We
so
looked good.
good.
It was good. All
Well, this
right.
was good. Merry Christmas to you early and cheers.
Merry
This has
Christmas to
been,
all of you. And let
I
us know
know,
what
right? This has been so
your
awesome.
things are.
Any of
Let us
your new traditions, any
Yes.
thoughts or ideas, definitely comment below. We look forward to hearing from you. Happy holidays from Matt and Gloss.
We love you.
Mwah.
And if you hate
We love
Christmas
you.
music in October, I'm with you.
Ah, ah, ah.